The Bennington Triangle is roughly bounded by the towns of Glastonbury, Woodford and Bennington and covers an area of about 100 square miles in Vermont, USA. The town is home to several disappearances over the years and has been often described as the Bermuda Triangle of Vermont, and for good reason. In addition, there have been reports of strange lights in the sky, strange creatures, and even a phantom hitchhiker, all of which have added to the allure of the Bennington Triangle. It is believed that this area is the site of many unsolved mysteries and unexplained disappearances, and that the events that have occurred here may be connected to some dark supernatural force. We're going to cover 5 separate disappearances in this video today, which have all gone unexplained to this day except one. The first disappearance happened on November the 12th, 1945, when local hunting guide Mitty Rivers disappeared. The first disappearance happened on November the 12th, 1945, when local hunting guide Mitty Rivers disappeared. The 74-year-old was leading a party of 4 hunters up the mountains around the area of Hell Hollow in the southwest woods of Glastonbury before he was suddenly lost. Rivers and his son-in-law, Joe Lawson, were walking together before reaching a fork in the path where they were both separated from each other. The experienced Rivers told Lawson he'd only be going a short distance before he would rejoin them at the camp for lunch, but he was never seen again. During an extensive search, they found a single rifle cartridge in a stream, leading to speculation that Rivers had leaned over and the cartridge had dropped out of his pocket into the water. Many still believe that this knowledgeable woodsman would surely be able to survive and soon surface in town, but it wasn't meant to be, and the case still remains a mystery to this day. The next disappearance happened just a year later in 1946 and is arguably the most famous case on this list. On the 1st of December 1949, the 18-year-old student, a student at Bennington College, set out to hike on the long trail. Because it was during the Thanksgiving break when most students had gone home for the holiday, Weldon was walking on her own down bare Glastonbury Mountain. Many saw her depart, including Ernest Whitman, a Bennington Banner employee, who gave her directions, and an elderly couple claimed to have seen her on the trail. According to them, she turned a corner in the trail, and when they reached the same corner, she had disappeared. When Paula didn't turn up to her classes the next day, a massive 1,000-person search party was launched with a $5,000 reward. Her father criticised the authorities' lack of sophisticated methods in handling this case, which actually served as the catalyst for the founding of the Vermont State Police 7 months later. Despite the extensive search, which also included aircraft, no evidence of her was ever found, and the case also remains open to this day. Exactly 3 years to the day that Weldon vanished, James E. Tedford was also lost without a trace. This is perhaps the most astonishing case of them all, as the 68-year-old veteran seemingly went in a puff of smoke. Tedford, a resident of the Bennington Soldiers' Home, went to the local bus station after visiting relatives in St. Albans, Vermont. According to multiple witnesses, including the driver, Tedford got onto the bus and was still aboard at the last stop before arriving in Bennington. But when the bus pulled into the last stop, he had implausibly vanished into thin air while inside the moving vehicle, with his belongings still in the luggage rack and an open bus timetable was on his vacant seat. He was only reported missing a week later, so there could be holes in the accounts, but no trace of him was ever found. The following year, on October the 12th, 1950, an 8-year-old boy disappeared. Schoolboy Paul Jepson was playing happily in the family pickup truck when his mother left to go and tend some pigs. When she got back an hour later, little Paul was nowhere to be seen. Despite the boy wearing a bright red jacket, the hundreds of people who joined the search party did not get a sight of him. A New Hampshire sheriff brought in a bloodhound to sniff out the missing boy, and the dog reportedly did catch hold of a scent. According to one story, the bloodhound lost the trail at a nearby crossroads, the exact same spot where it was claimed Weldon had gone missing 4 years prior. Paul's father told the Albany Times-Union that it was perhaps the lure of the mountain that pulled in his missing son, as the boy had talked of nothing else for days prior to his disappearance. This case also remains unsolved. Just 16 days later, an experienced hiker who was familiar with the area went missing. Frida Langer had been walking on the Somerset area of the Long Trail bordering East Glastonbury with her cousin Herbert Eisner on October the 28th, 1950. During the journey, the 53-year-old slipped and fell into the stream, so decided to go back to their campsite to change clothes. However, she was never seen by her cousin or her husband at the campsite ever again. 5 searches were conducted over the next 2 weeks, involving helicopters from the Connecticut Coast Guard and U.S. Army, as well as local aircraft from citizens and the Vermont Aeronautics Commission. As many as 400 people, including the Massachusetts National Guard, meticulously searched the surrounding areas, but to no avail. However, this is the only known disappearance in the Bennington Triangle where a body was eventually found. Just 6 months later, on May the 12th, 1951, Langer's body was found 3.5 miles from the campsite in the eastern branch of the Deerfield River. Weirdly, the area had been searched numerous times several months before, but nothing was discovered. Because of how badly the body had decayed, no cause of death could be determined. Theories abound as to what could be behind these mysterious vanishings, but no concrete answer has yet been found. One of the most popular theories involves paranormal activity, with many believing the disappearances are the work of aliens or some other supernatural force. Some have even suggested that the disappearances were caused by a time warp or an interdimensional portal. Other theories suggest the disappearances were caused by a secret government experiment, or that the area is home to some kind of secret cult or group. Some have even suggested that the disappearances are linked to the occult or to some kind of spiritual force. Whatever the cause, the truth remains a mystery to this day. The most probable argument is the weather is the cause, with the area experiencing swift changes from sun to heavy winds very rapidly. There is a very odd, inconsistent wind pattern on the mountain, with plants growing in strange ways and hikers struggling to navigate. It could be a case that this caused the missing persons to get lost and die of starvation or hypothermia. The mountainside is also littered with unmarked mine shafts that may cause hikers who go off trail to plummet to their deaths. The only links to the disappearances are the area they happened, similar time of day between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m, and that they all happened in the last 3 months of the year. However, with no proper evidence to go on, it seems the Bennington Triangle will remain a creepy mystery forever. The current status of the mysterious disappearances is still unsolved. Over the past few decades, there have been numerous reports of people vanishing without a trace in the area, leaving behind only mysterious and unexplained clues. Despite numerous investigations and theories, no clear answer has been found as to what happened to these individuals. The area remains a mystery and a source of intrigue for many as the disappearances remain unresolved.